Hi, this is Janice, SkychiTravels, and we're waiting for our radio program to begin. Oh, okay. I have a browser open that I don't need open right now. There we go, I'm back. Okay.
Around the world where your voice is heard. This is UPM Talk.
We're all hungry for change and thirsty for a formula that produces a successfully managed lifestyle. Hi, I'm Dr. Gerald. Join me on my new show, Eat to Live, on UPM Talk, every Thursday at 1 p.m. Tune in so we can discuss and learn exactly what it takes to keep healthy, live life longer, and enjoy prosperous. That's Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. only on Urban Broadcast Media. That's Eat to Live with Dr. Gerald Cook. That's Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. only on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com.
Join Dee Dee Osborne every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for My Sister Talking as we discuss the issues and disparities of women in recovery. Plug in to hear about different experiences and success stories from people who have overcome the challenges of reconnecting with society, family, friends, and have repaid their past. Heal your own heart and spirit by joining the conversation with My Sister Talking every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on UBM Talk.
Hi, I'm Neil Harper.
And I'm Deborah Rogers.
Listen each Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Ubuntu, Humanity Towards Others, right here on UPM Talk Radio. It's a radio show that deals with everything in the African American community, from Miami to Moscow. We'll deal with your issues, so give us a call and let us know what those are. That's Ubuntu, Humanity Towards Others, right here every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. on UPM Talk Radio. Hello, this is Reverend Wrigley Kane, and I'm here with my baby, my girl, my boo, both the Trinity Kane, and we're the hosts of the Let's Stay Together show.
That's right, baby. Where you learn the rhythms of long relationships. We are working fully gold swans to the internet to change the way people communicate about quiet storms within their lives. We believe that to know our glory, you have to know what, baby? Our backstory. So come and take a ride on the Kane train every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m.
The following show is pre-programmed and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries. UPM Talk.
Welcome. Welcome. I am SkychiTravels, Janice Temple, your host for the Skychi Travel Guide, every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central on UBM Talk Live. We talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central on UBM Talk Live. I was a flight attendant for 7 years at a regional carrier where I flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. I'm now a travel agent. If you want to contact me to book your next vacation, you can call me at 905-515-2995. I would like for you to follow me at the Skychi Travel Guide on Facebook and subscribe to our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com, to learn more about our travel experiences. Before we get started with our show today, I have a couple of announcements. The first one is I will be celebrating my birthday August 2nd at Norman's Bistro. Everyone is invited. That's Norman's Bistro, 1010 East 43rd Street, and that's Saturday, August 2nd, 6:30 p.m. until. And the second announcement that we have is that we are launching our fitness getaways. So the first fitness getaway is called the Black Girlfriends Fitness Getaway to Riviera Maya, Cancun, Mexico in 2015. You can sign up to receive the newsletter and find out more information on our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com. And as part of the fitness getaways, we also meet at Be Fit Try Wellness Studios. to exercise, work out. It's for men and women. There are fitness boot camps. As a matter of fact, this evening, the martial arts expert Mark Quinn will be leading a fitness boot camp for men and women, and I believe that starts at 6:30. It's at Be Fit Tri Wellness Studio, 1836 West 95th Street. And also at Be Fit Tri Wellness Studio, there will be a reggae soul movement workshop, and that's 2:30 to 4:30, and you can visit their website to get your tickets. And we're going to begin our show now. If you want to call in and comment with questions, you can call 312-754-4333 and share your travel story or ask us questions. So, Flight Tales, Goombay Summer Festival. Goombay, or Junkanoo, is a celebration that is held. It originated in the Bahamas, but it's held at a few different places, as a matter of fact. And it comes from the drown, the bass drum that accompanies the blazing horns and the toot of the whistle, and then the clack of cowbells and the rake and scrape of a wood saw. That's how you know it's party time in the Bahamas, and they are getting ready to do Goombay or Junkanoo. The festival has actually been going on for a while. It started the beginning of July, but if you're heading to the Bahamas, say on a cruise, and you'll be there over the weekend, you can join in their festivities. So Goombay is G-U-M-B-A, and is pronounced Goombay, and it is a percussion instrument that has one goatskin head that's held between the legs, and you play it with your hands or a set of sticks. And that is the key element of the Junkanoo Orchestra. So a Junkanoo or Goombay festival, I guess, is can be compared to the Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. So it's a very, very colorful festival that is held several times a year, not only in July, but it's held Christmas, New Year's, so you'll have plenty of time to go and celebrate a Goombay festival or a Junkanoo in Nassau, Bahamas, if you're not able to make it in July. And now we're going to just hear about a 1-minute clip of the Nassau, Bahamas Junkanoo Festival. And if you're on YouTube, you can Google it and check it out. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can show you a little bit of it. So you can see they're wearing very, very colorful costumes. You hear the tweet of the whistle, and you hear the drums. Okay, so now I want to share a little bit. With you about an experience that I had flying to the Bahamas. I used to be, as a flight attendant, I was based in Miami for a little while, and we would fly to the Bahamas. And I worked reserve, so a reserve flight attendant does not have a schedule, and basically you go to the airport on certain days and certain hours, and they just like assign you flights. So one particular day they assigned me a flight to fly to Grand Bahamas, and I was told to go to the in-flight office to pick up this package. So I went and I picked up the package, and it was a gift they told me to give to the airport manager. So they did not tell me it was the inaugural flight. It was the first time that we were starting service to go to this particular part of the Bahamas. And we landed, and when we landed, it was a night flight, and there were just a few passengers on the flight, maybe about 10 or so, because it was the first time we were doing service there. And when we landed, it was dark and hardly could see anything. But there were fire trucks out there with hoses, and they made like an arc of water go over the aircraft as we landed, and we flew through that, and we parked in front of the terminal, and there was this great big party going on, and they had a Junkanoo band come out. And so that was my first experience with the Goombay, or the Junkanoo band. And so there was this huge celebration in honor of our airline, which was American Eagle Airlines at that time, landing in the island and bringing service and bringing passengers there. So they had the ministers of tourism there, they had reporters, the passengers had, they gave them hot towels and little gifts as they got off the aircraft. We were allowed to get off the aircraft, as a matter of fact, and because that normally doesn't happen, like when we're doing a quick turn. And there were presentations, they had food, so they had this great big party. And then they had the band, the Junkanoo band, going up and down. It was a small runway, and they came and they performed, and they did this in front of the aircraft. So it was just phenomenal, just to see the colors. They were wearing, I believe, blue and white. And so this is a huge celebrations for the Bahamians. And the Junkanoo Band, or the Goombay Festival, can also be found celebrated in Key West. It's also celebrated in Miami, as a matter of fact. They have a Miami Junkanoo Band. So if you are planning a trip to Miami, you can just Google it and look it up and see if they will be performing. And if they are, I definitely recommend that you go and celebrate. It's a one-in-a-lifetime experience. So the Goombay Summer Celebration, it was originally launched in 1974. And it's authentic Bahamian music, which includes dance, cuisine, and craft. And it's going to be held every Thursday, I believe, through Sunday in downtown Nassau. So it's where the straw market is. For those of you who have cruised to the Bahamas and you're familiar with the straw market area, it's where everybody goes and they sell the souvenirs to the tourists getting off the boat. So they will be celebrating the Junkanoo Summer Festival in downtown Nassau. So make sure that you put that on your itinerary and you go out and you celebrate with them. And so I want to share a little bit about the Bahamas. They have a history which I found that was very, very unique. The Bahamas is made up of 700 islands, and one of the islands is called Bimini. And Bimini, I'll share a little bit of secret before I get into that. So the Bahamas is actually, when we made that flight, it was about a 45-minute flight from Miami to the Grand Bahamas. And it just amazes me that, I guess, Carnival has made such a lucrative business out of sailing, cruising from Miami to the Bahamas, and they do it for days. Like it'll be 4 days or 5 days to go to the Bahamas, when it's actually a 25-minute plane ride. But you can actually cruise to the Bahamas and back in 1 day from Miami. So that's a little trick, a little secret. Most people don't know that. So if you're planning a trip to Miami and you want to go to the Bahamas and you have your passport, I can help you get there. You can do an inexpensive day trip to the Bahamas, a day cruise to the Bahamas for about $100 instead of paying you know, 500-600 to go on Carnival. You can go there for the day. That is possible. Or you can go and you can stay at a resort and come back the next day, or stay 2 days. And it would be much cheaper than the Carnival cruise. So now I want to get back to sharing with you about Bimini. Bimini is the gateway to the Bahamas. Nassau is the capital, but Bimini is the gateway to the Bahamas. And on the island of Bimini, I just read some historical facts about it, that Bimini was visited by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. about a week before he was assassinated. Oh, here it is. And so he wrote his speeches there, or he started his speech, writing his speeches there. And Bimini has also been visited by renowned politician Adam Clayton Powell, literary giant Ernest Hemingway, and recently, last year, Minister Louis Farrakhan paid a visit there to the island of Bimini on his way to Nassau, which is the capital. So a lot of people pass through Bimini on the way to Nassau. And so Bimini is rare. It's an unspoiled place. They don't have any pornography. They don't have casinos. They don't have movie houses. It's untouched by drugs, gambling, or other criminal activity. So it's kind of like, I guess, the Gullah Islands in that sense, because it's isolated. And it still remains that way today. And another interesting fact that I found out about the Bahamians was that they believe that they are the lost people of Atlantis. So that is why the resort is there. The Atlantis resort is because they believe that they are the people that were lost at sea. So Atlantis is a civilization that crumbled, and it went into it literally went into the water. And so they believe that they originate from these people. So the Bahamas has a lot of great history. So if you're planning to visit Nassau, I would urge you to go and check out some of the Black history that is there, that is not really Black American history, that's not really shared with us these days. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Skychi Travel Guide, and we are presenting every Travel Tuesday flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. If you want to join in the conversation, you can give us a call at 312-754-4333. And today's topic is the Bahamas. So another interesting fact about the Bahamas, not only is Bimini the gateway to the Bahamas, but they also celebrated or became independent from the British Crown, from England, on July 10th. So their celebration is connected with our celebration, the 4th. Evidently, word got out and they heard that we were emancipated, we were separated, and they decided that they wanted to be as well. So their Independence Day is July 10th, which is also probably a great time to go down for the Junkanoo Band as well. So if you are interested in going to the Bahamas, you can contact me on the SkychiTravelGuide.com, and I will help you arrange your trip. The Bahamas has a new program called People to People. And so basically, there are ambassadors, Bahamian ambassadors, and they love meeting new people and making friends. So you can join their complimentary people-to-people experience. You'll be paired with a Bahamian ambassador, and they'll show you their culture and way of life. Basically, some of the things that you can look forward to: an authentic home-cooked meal. They'll share stories with you. They'll go sightseeing with you. You can meet Bahamian children and listen to their famous rape and scrape music. So rape and scrape music is they take a wood saw and they scrape up and down. That's part of the Bahamian Junkanoo or Goombay festival celebration. So you can participate in that. And the islands that participate in the people-to-people experience include the Bacos, the Andros Islands, Bimini, Cat Island, Eleuthera and Harbor Island, the Exumas, Grand Bahama Island, Nassau and Paradise Island, Long Island, and San Salvador. Some of the activities will include an authentic Bahamian meal. You could possibly go to church with your host. You can visit local schools and have a tea party or participate in a tea party. So the Government House in Nassau, hosted by the Governor's General's wife, has tea parties the last Friday of each month from January through November that you could be invited to. And though there you would enjoy the local bush tea and pastries. And so while you're attending the people-to-people experience, your spouse or significant other can venture out and explore the islands with another friendly Bahamian ambassador. So that would truly be a very unique experience. And if you're interested in participating in the people-to-people Bahama experience, you can give me a call at 905-515-2995. So if you're just joining the Skychi Travel Guide, we are talking about the Bahamas and experiences that you can have there. The Bahamas is now celebrating Goombay Summer Festival. So if you're planning a trip there, you can listen to the band and participate in their festivities in the parade. The Goombay is a drum that is covered with goat skin, and the Goombay music is accompanied by blazing horns, the toot of a whistle, and clack of cowbells, and then the rake and scrape of a wood saw. So that's what makes Goombay the Goombay music. And now we are going to have another video. Let me find my notes here. And so this is going to be the top DJ party mix. We're going to hear about 3 minutes of Bahamian music, which you can participate in. So not only do they have the bands perform, but also the DJs perform the top music there as well. So now it's the Bahamas Bahamian Music 2014 Party Mix Part 2. If you're on YouTube and you want to Google it and look for it. We're going to have that now. Tasha, are we ready? So the
This is Dyson Knight, and I'm hanging with D.
Cut it off. Hi, this is Janice Temple with the Skychi Travel Guide, and we were just listening to the DJ Sampler Party, the Bahama Music 2014 Party Mix, which is part of the celebration from the Goombay Summer Festival, which is happening in Nassau, Bahamas right now. So if you're cruising or if you're flying into Nassau, this festival will be ending at the end of July, but there's still time to participate. It's on the weekends. Some of the upcoming activities, well, this weekend, July 18th and 19th, on Bay Street, they have competitions. You can participate in the dance and music and costumes of the Junkanoo groups. And they do their competitions based on choreography and the theme depiction. July 25th, the celebration's almost over, but not quite. They have a massive rush out called It's Everybody's Business, Scrap Rush Out. And that features local youth bands, community bands, and civic organizations. The Men of Tourism, merchants, hotels, Rotary, Kiwanis, and governments and corporations. So all of those are participating. And this is in downtown Nassau by the Straw Market. And then the final day is July 26th. They bring out their best entertainers, including the DJ that we were just listening to. They have street festivals, float parades, finales, and then the evening culminates with performances with KB, DMAC, and Puzzle, which is an explosive celebration. And so this is a family event, and it lasts until 10 p.m. So if you are planning to travel to the Bahamas and you want to participate in this, you're going to Nassau, you can give me a call at 905-515-2995. So the Goombay Summer Festival is not only in the Bahamas, it is also celebrated in Key West and Miami as well. So if you're just joining us, this is the Skychi Travel Guide. Every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central on UBM Talk Live. We talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. I was a flight attendant for 7 years at a regional carrier where I flew across the United States, Canada, and the Bahamas. And now I'm a travel agent. If you're interested in booking a trip, you can give me a call at 905-515-2995. I'd like for you to follow us on Facebook at the Skychi Travel Guide and subscribe to our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com. And I have an announcement. You can come out and celebrate my birthday at Norman's, 1001 East 43rd Street, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. until.
Tune in to City Life on UBM Talk, representing urban life, our city, our people, one love. Commentary by Women B and CJ, your pathway to insight, awareness, and unity. Part of City Life. Tune in Thursdays 8 to 9 on UBM Talk. That's City Life. Thursdays 8 to 9 on UBM Talk. Let's get it. My name is Coach Thomas. I am a fitness, health, and nutrition coach and member of the Illinois Governor's Council on Health and Physical Fitness. Make discuss topics and feature guests that will give you helpful tips and advice on how to create healthier habits that will lead to a healthy lifestyle. Make sure to check out Change for the Better in Chicago, where we focus on healthy kids, healthy communities. Tune in to Change for the Better with Coach Thomas Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. only on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com. The David Williams Show.
We went to our set of our city, we were in the audience. Anytime you see white people, chances are that person will be the team. That help her squeeze that whole damn can of whipped all over my face. Didn't have to see it get off. The dirty old man neighbor never had 2 words to say. I look out, he's standing at his Sunday best, so we like whipped cream.
The David Williams Show. Wednesdays, 2 to 4 p.m. on UBM Talk.
Urban Broadcast Media, proudly broadcasting from studios located in the Bronzeville community in the city of Chicago. Heard around the world at urbanbroadcastmedia.com. UBM Talk, servicing the community and beyond.
Hi, welcome back. This is Janice, SkychiTravels, your host for the Skychi Travel Guide Live, every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central on UBM Talk Live. We talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. You can follow us on Facebook at the Skychi Travel Guide and subscribe to our blog, theskychitravelguide.com. to learn more about our travel experiences. I was just mentioning before the break that have a birthday celebration coming up, and that's going to be Saturday, August 2nd at Norman's Bistro, 1001 East 43rd Street, 6:30 p.m. until, and you are welcome to come out and join me in my birthday celebration. We are also launching fitness getaways. Our first fitness getaway is called the Black Girlfriends Fitness Getaways, Riviera Maya, Cancun, Mexico, 2015. You sign up for our newsletter on the blog, theskychitravelguide.com, to get more details. And also, this weekend, I will be at B Fit Try Wellness Studio, 1836 West 95th Street, dancing in the Reggae Soul Movement Workshop from 2:30 until 4:30. And you can visit the Be Fit Try Wellness Studio website to get your tickets for that. And it's actually led by Lady Soul Garcia, Lady V Soul Garcia. She's from Mexico, but she's got some moves, some unbelievable reggae moves. So you can actually Google her on YouTube, and her video should come up. I invite you to call in with questions or comments to 312-754-4333 and share your travel story. We have been talking about the Goombay Summer Festival in the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas, for this year, and also Bimini and some of the history of Bimini. I was really surprised. So the Bahamas is composed of 700 small islands, and Bimini is the gateway to the Bahamas. Nassau is the capital, but Bimini is the gateway. So when you're cruising there, you're actually passing by Bimini to get to Nassau. And one interesting fact that I found out about Bimini was that Martin Luther King Jr. actually visited there, and he wrote some speeches while visiting in Bimini. He became so enthralled by the natural beauty of Bimini that he composed his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. And then he went back to Bimini in 1968, and he began writing his speech for the Sanitary Workers Association that he delivered in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was assassinated a few days after he left Bimini. And other important people who have visited Bimini are the late Congressman Adam Clayton Powell. He had his ashes scattered over Bimini. So next time that you visit the Bahamas, think of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Adam Clayton Powell, who fell in love with the island. And the island is pretty much untouched. There's no gambling, no drugs, no criminal activity on the island. It's unspoiled by sport, play, and pornography. So you can take a day trip to Bimini. It's a little insider secret that most people think that it takes days to get to the Bahamas. The Bahamas is very, very close. It's only 50 miles off the coast of Miami. And a flight now from an American on the smaller jets takes actually probably about 25 minutes. The last time that I did worked a Nassau flight, didn't even have enough time to do a beverage service. By the time you get up, it's time to come down and land. So you can actually take a day cruise to Bimini for about $100, including food, a cabin to relax. And so you can also take a day cruise and go and spend the night and stay at their resort. There are a couple of resorts there. So if you're visiting Miami and you want to add that on to your trip, you can give me a call at 905-515-2995, but you must have your passport in order to go there. A passport card will not work at all. So if you're interested in booking that, give me a call and I can assist you with that. And the Bahamians also have a new program called the People to People Experience. And it includes going to their home, having an authentic Bahamian home-cooked meal. They could possibly take you to church if it's on the weekends. You can visit local schools and meet the children. You could possibly be invited to have tea with the Governor General's wife at the Government House in Nassau. And that's on the last Fridays of the month. So the Bahamas is a great place to explore. We have a lot in common with them. They celebrated their independence a few days after theirs. Their Independence Day is July 10th. So you can go and celebrate with them. So now I want to share a little bit with you about some travel tips. Found this article in Black Meetings in Tourism. Black Meetings in Tourism is a magazine that is basically for the travel industry, but they have some great travel tips, and you can also find some suggestions about places that you might want to travel to as well. And this is an article about how travelers make great targets for identity thieves. So they suggest before you go on vacation, one tip is that you should not announce your travel plans on social media. This invites identity thieves to target your house while away. And I am guilty. I always post like, you know, hey, I'm away, I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But they're saying that's not a good idea. Unless somebody's there watching the house, then you can post all you want. But if your house is vacant, you should not be posting your travel plans on social media. You should tell people after you come back that, hey, I've been there. They say to place a hold on your mail. Criminals see an overflowing mailbox, and it's easy to steal your personal information. And before you leave on your trip, you should go through your wallet and leave at home your library card, Sam's Club card, unless they have a Sam's Club and you plan on shopping there. But leave like unnecessary cards at home, especially if they have your name and personal information on there. Only carry necessities in your wallet when you're traveling. And tourist areas are a hot spot for pickpockets, and a lot of us relax. So you should always be aware of your surroundings. And before you leave, you should set up a travel alert on your credit card accounts and freeze your credit before you go on a vacation. Never thought about freezing my credit, but that's a good suggestion. These suggestions come from Equifax, so that's why but they say to freeze your credit with the 3 credit bureaus. They also suggest that you leave your laptop at home, and if you must travel with your laptop, to update your antivirus and anti-spyware programs. Do not access bank accounts from your laptop while you're in a hotel room or a coffee shop or other public locations. If you're in your hotel room, they normally have, sometimes they have cameras, sometimes they have shared Wi-Fi, so thieves can pick up on your personal passwords and banking information. So you should not use your laptop in your hotel room, coffee shop, or other public locations. And I don't know how many times I've used my laptop in a hotel room, but they say not to access your bank accounts from there. And while staying at a hotel, you are to lock up your important documents and such as your passport in a safe. Use ATMs located only in banks. And protect your smartphone. Create a password for access. Use an application such as a GPS locator to find your phone if it's lost or stolen. Don't put your full name and address on luggage tags. Include just your last name and your phone number. So that's a good tip. And tear up and discard used boarding passes. And I will attest to this. Many travelers leave their boarding passes behind in airplanes or in hotels, and they often contain full names and other personal information. And I know as a flight attendant, past flight attendant, I had to clean the planes. Like after the passengers would leave the aircraft, I would have to go get a bag and go back and grab the newspapers and magazines and the cups and whatever else. Well, people would leave boarding passes like on the seats, or they would put them on the back of the seat backs at the tray tables, and they have their name on there. Sometimes they have forms of payment stored in there, so you should always tear up and discard your boarding passes. Don't leave them in airplane or hotels, and a lot of people definitely, most definitely, leave those behind. And so now I want to share with you some other travel tips. If you're just tuning in, this is the Skychi Travel Guide, and we're here every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central, and we are talking flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. And now I'm sharing with you some travel tips. If you want to follow us on Facebook, you go to the Skychi Travel Guide, and you can also subscribe to our blog, the SkychiTravelGuide.com. And some other travel tips that I'd like to share with you are about women who are flying solo to see the world. This is written by Ruth Yonker, and she's the author of Paris, I've Grown Accustomed to Your Ways. And it has been estimated that 32 million women traveled alone or with girlfriends last year. And so it's a really new travel trend. And Ruth Yoner, she's a part-time Paris resident, part-time tourist. She said, women hold the purse strings, so to speak, and we don't necessarily want to see and experience our travel destinations in the same way as men do. So 28 million single women ages 35 and older traveled last year. The earnings, women's have a college degree, and 28% of married women made the decisions, travel decisions, for themselves and their husbands. So some of her travel tips. She says, so you want to travel, you're dying to travel, you have a list of your 10 favorite travel places that you're going to get to one day. She said to buy the airplane ticket 6 months in advance, a non-refundable ticket, don't fret, and don't get stopped by all the details. Just do it. And you've taken the first step and you're on your way. She said to bring a few Creature comforts from home. She packs her airline pillowcase for the airline pillows. Very few airlines have pillows. You have to bring your own right now, unless you're flying like business class or first class. She said also to bring comfy wear instead of new nightgowns for the hotel or apartment. Bring a clipboard for crossword puzzles. She said pack only clothes you currently wear. And I know a lot of women who go out and they buy a whole new wardrobe to go on a vacation. She said, do not buy a ton of new clothes for your trip. A suitcase packed with new clothes is a trip doomed to tears. She said the old clothes fit now, you know, without thinking about how to look, to pull yourself together. And she said new clothes are uncomfortable and they scream brand new traveler. So they make you a mark. Like when pickpockets and thieves see tourists out with new clothes, they know that you're a tourist. When you're out wearing your new clothes, you're saying, you know, hey, you know, I'm an easy pick. So that's what new clothes scream to the pickpockets. So that's something. You want to wear your comfortable clothes, the ones that fit. She also suggests that you bring currency from your destination country. So you can go to like Chase Bank in downtown Chicago. They have a foreign currency section. My last trip before I went to Cancun, I went and got some pesos before my trip. So suggest you go get some money, just enough to get you to your hotel. Once in your hotel, you unpack your toiletries and articles and you arrange them in the bathroom in the same order that you do at home. And that makes things a little bit easier so that you don't have a meltdown. And so these are tips by Ruth Yonker. And another book that she has written is Me, Myself, and Paris. And her other book is Paris, I've Grown Accustomed to Your Ways. So you can check out those books for tips from Ruth Yonker. And if you are interested in booking a vacation, I'm a travel agent. You can give me a call at 905-515-2995. So those were some travel tips that we just shared with you. Now we're going to talk about hot topics. So I also read this in the Black Meetings in Tourism magazine. Carnival has a new CEO, and they're actually going to honor the Carnival CEO, Arnold W. Donald. He is an African American, and he is the CEO and head of Carnival Cruise Lines. He will be honored at the International Multicultural and Heritage Summit and Trade Show, which is happening in Miami at the Miami Marriott Biscayne Bay Hotel. It's July 18th through the 20th. And this is sponsored by NABHOOD, the National Association of Hotel Owners and Operators and Developers. So it's basically a multicultural heritage tourism workshop, and they're also going to honor the new CEO of Carnival Cruise Line, Arnold W. Donald. So he has come in and inherited quite a mess with Carnival Cruise Line. I'm sure you remember last year the Carnival cruise lines being stranded out at sea and people being unable to access air conditioning, hot food, be able to use the toilets. It was, I think, it was labeled the poop cruise, one of the cruises from last year. So, and then also Carnival, well, they're owned with 10 other cruise lines. So it's not just the Carnival line. They also have, let's see. the Costa Concorde, and that one sank off the coast of Italy, and that killed 32 passengers. So it's the world's largest cruise operator, and he is now the CEO and head of it. So he is charged with changing the image and turning it around. He comes from a background, he was actually on the board of Carnival Cruise Line before he became the CEO. And his background is with Monsanto. So he oversaw the Roundup weed killer, and then he later led a company, Equal, the artificial sweetener. So now he's the CEO of Carnival, and he's going to turn around their image. He wants passengers to spend $20 or more a day between tickets and onboard purchases, and purchase better quality alcohol, a fancy dinner, or extra score excursion. That would net Carnival an additional $1.5 billion a year. So Carnival could use the cash, according to this article. They earned $1.8 billion last year, so their profits are down because of all the news from last year. So I would look for some sales for Carnival Cruise Line if you're interested in cruising with them. The company also owns Holland America, Princess, Cunard, and Seabourn, just to name a few. So it's not just the Carnival Cruise Line, but they also owned Holland America, Princess, Cunard, and Seabourn. And Donald is from New Orleans. He grew up in segregation. He's the youngest of 5 children. He calls St. Louis home now. That is where his home is. And he is the new CEO of Carnival Cruise Line. He's going to be honored in Miami this weekend at the NABHOOD International Multicultural and Heritage Summit and Trade Show. Arnold W. Donald met his wife, Hazel Roberts, at Carleton College in Northfield, Minnesota. She was a senior from Boston. They went on the same recruiting trip. They chose Carleton, and they got married 2 years later. After graduation, they went to engineering school at Washington University in St. Louis. So that is why St. Louis is home for them. Scholarships made their education possible. So today the couple finances several high school and college grants, and because of their support, the Business Technology Center near St. Augustine is named after Donald's parents. And in Donald's home, above his limestone fireplace, he has a Greek phrase that translates, "Education is a portal to prosperity." So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the new Carnival CEO being honored. And if you're interested in booking a cruise on Carnival, you can contact me at 905-515-2995. So if you're just tuning in, we are the Skychi Travel Guide, and every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central on UBM Talk Live, we talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, and flying hot topics. If you missed the broadcast today, not to fret, you can find it on YouTube. And it is under just Google How to Travel, the Skychi Travel Guide Live, Episode 5. And you can watch the rebroadcast on YouTube. Today we talked about the Bahamas, the Goombay Summer Festival, or Junkanoo Festival, which is their celebration, their parade, their celebration that they're having this month. If you're planning to go to Nassau, please do participate. It's on the weekends, Thursday through Sunday near the Straw Market in downtown Nassau. We ask you to participate in that if you want more information about it. You can contact me at 905-515-2995. And I also want to invite you to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook at the Skychi Travel Guide, and subscribe to our blog and newsletter at the SkychiTravelGuide.com. I invite you to my birthday celebration at Norman's Bistro at 1001 East 43rd Street, Chicago, Saturday, August 2nd, 6:30 p.m. until. And I want to announce to you our Black Girlfriends Fitness Getaways to the Riviera Maya, Cancun, Mexico, 2015. You can sign up for the newsletter to find out more at the SkychiTravelGuide.com. And if you want to catch up with me personally in Chicago, I will be at Be Fit Try Wellness Studio, 1836 West 95th Street. Actually, this evening there is a kickboxing with Mark Quinn. He's a martial arts expert. And so the kickboxing is for men and women, and he's pretty tough. It's a boot camp. And that starts at 6:30. And then also this weekend, you can join us for the Reggae Soul Movement Workshop, Saturday at Be Fit Try Wellness Studio, 1836 West 95th Street, from 2:30 to 4:30 to get your tickets. I will be there participating in that as well. And then I also want to invite you to come out. I love jazz. I will either be at Jazz in the Grass, which is Wednesday at Chicago State University. That's from 6 to 8:30. They're going to have Taylor Moore on drums. She's a very young jazz drummer. I believe she's about 24 years old, and she's phenomenal. So she performs at the Hyde Park Jazz Society and other locations in Chicago, but she will be at Chicago State Jazz in the Grass. And also this Wednesday, tomorrow, the DuSable Museum will have their jazz concert outdoors as well. They're free, as well as the Chicago State one. And you're welcome to come out and to network. Come out and say hi to me and introduce yourself. And I am Janice Temple, Skychi Travels, with the Skychi Travel Guide. Invite you to join us every Travel Tuesday at 1 p.m. on UBM Talk Live. We talk about flight tales, flying insider secrets, flying hot topics, and like us on Facebook at the SkychiTravelGuide.com.